Welcome into Austin Now, live from the Fox 7 Austin newsroom. Bringing in our other anchor here, Katie Pratt, joining us. Staying away from the cold. We're trying to stay away from the cold. Obviously, we've had a lot of special coverage with this Arctic blast across central Texas, specifically here in Austin. Our reporters have been the eyes and ears everywhere, trying to cover as much of this as possible. Everything from power outages to those pipes bursting, of course, into traffic and those icy road conditions. I think that's probably been the main point of concern with everybody over the last several days, because we thought maybe that power would go out. Katie, my power stayed on. Did yours stay on?
Yes, mine stayed on. I think other parts of the state weren't as fortunate, but mostly for Central Texas, it seems like they were fortunate enough to keep the power on.
And I know also yesterday, unfortunately, I had the pipes burst at my apartment complex.
Really?
Yeah, and so I'm about to come into work and I'm thinking, okay, I'm about to leave, I'm getting ready. All of a sudden, in the shower, literally, shampoo in my hair, the fire alarm starts blaring in my apartment complex. My dog gets super scared, comes up into the bathroom like, hey, we got to get the heck out of here. So we eventually did. I go outside and all of a sudden I look and there's this giant fountain of water coming from sort of the roof area. And so we knew that was an area of concern. We talked to Jenna about that a little bit yesterday, but it seems like the power overall, a surplus of power, and so far so good with a lot of things. So I'm hoping.
We actually had a pipe burst at my apartment too today.
Really?
Yeah, thankfully it was below my unit, so it didn't affect us. But yeah, the alarm went off, and of course the dogs are howling and all that good stuff. So
yeah, my dog doesn't seem to mind the cold too much. Especially your dog.
Yes,
your dog is probably
he's big
loving
and
this.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
He seems right at home. Meanwhile, I'd rather stay indoors.
We're going to try and bring our reporter Marco Bitnell in to talk about warming shelters. We're trying to get him on the right frequency here, so bear with us. But something we've also seen, a lot of people looking for warming shelters during all of this. We're also going to talk to our other reporter, Jenna King, who is out at Austin Pets Alive, where there's been so many dogs being fostered. And here he is now. We're going to bring him in now. He's joining us live. He has been all over this winter weather coverage. He's probably freezing cold, numb at this point. So Marco, explain to us kind of what you're looking at today. I know you've been covering these icy road conditions, but it sounds like today's story a little different.
Yeah, Alec, not as cold as we've been seeing in days past, thankfully, but things still pretty chilly outside. And I know you mentioned we've been looking a lot at these roads lately, but today we're kind of switching things up just a little bit. A big part of this, weekend and these, frigid temperatures that we've been seeing is the role that cold weather shelters have been playing across the county, and specifically here in Austin. Over these past few days, they said that they have had hundreds of people come to the cold weather shelters here. 850 to be exact, guys. That is a new record for the city of Austin. If you can remember, we had huge storms 2021 and 2023, but they're saying that this year, even though we weren't seeing as extreme conditions, they had a new high for the city of people flocking to these cold weather shelters. Right now we're at the One Center, Texas here in Austin. And this is kind of the staging location right now. People have been coming here throughout the night. They come in, they sign in, they get registered, and you can also see probably some of these buses behind us as well. These buses are what they use to take them to multiple locations across Austin. Typically, they're telling us they only have about 2 to 3 locations open during these cold weather incidents, but during this weather that we saw this weekend and the demand that they saw for these over 800 people, they had to open 7 shelters, guys.
And you were talking about a record number there. So is this like a daily average they're looking at? Kind of break down just the scale of this for people.
Yeah, they were saying at their peak it was 850 people. They were saying that they've never seen anything like it before. That they started preparing for this all the way back in August, in the middle of the summer. But that's how prepared they wanted it, or they wanted to be for this. And they're saying, yes, we opened up 7 of these shelters, but the director of the Austin Homeless Strategy told us that, hey, if we needed to open 10, we would have had the ability to open 10. So it sounds like they were more than ready for this, but still, way more than they've been used to seeing in years past.
And Marco, I know you were talking about the bus services, bringing them to the shelter. What about for those homeless residents? What do they do after? Are they going to, drive them back to where they were, or do you have any idea on that?
Yeah, so I do know that they do kind of give them assistance. You know, the difference between what we've seen in the past is, you know, typically it's just overnight shelters, but with the really cold temperatures that we've been seeing lately, they had to open daytime shelters. So this was people staying there basically all day. So, you know, now they're finally starting to demobilize those daytime shelters and, you know, just open them up for overnight. But for this weekend, though, people were staying there all day, all night. I mean, we all saw it firsthand. We're all out there reporting in it. I mean, we saw just how cold it was getting out there and, you know, that icy rain coming down and how dangerous it was out there. So for the most part, this weekend, you know, people were just staying at those single locations. But as of now, it's just the overnight shelters that are being open. And, you know, when they are done with those overnight shelters, I do know they give them a little bit of assistance, at least getting back to a good location.
And if someone's going into one of these warming shelters, I know, you know, we can't necessarily go in there and look inside, but what can people expect if they're going in there? Is there food provided, water? I mean, what kind of assistance is going on inside a shelter?
Yeah, so it's a pretty straightforward process. Like I said, you show up, you get registered. You know, they make sure that you have, you know, proper winter clothes. If you happen to bring kids with you, or you need diapers, anything like that, they also provide that for you as well. What I also thought was really interesting about this time around as well, like I said, they had to open, you know, at least, you know, 4 to 5 additional shelters, and that's where the Central Texas Food Bank came in. They said with these emergency shelters being open, they had to step in as a partner with Austin Homeless Strategies. And they said that they prepared over 5,000 meals for these people in these shelters, and they said that, you know, majority of that was homemade from scratch meals.
Wow.
So it just goes to show just kind of how prepared they are for this, how ready they were for this. And, you know, beyond when you get in there, you know, it's kind of, you know, they wouldn't let us in there. Obviously, there is, you know, specific safety reasons and just for the confidentiality of the people involved. But, you know, those, you know, homeless or these shelters are, you know, kind of just spread out across the city. And once you're there, you know, they kind of make sure they have everything you need and that you're just as comfortable as possible.
And I know you've also been looking at all these icy road conditions. You and I have had to deal with it driving in here. So it looks as though today, and I can see a bus right behind you there, it looks like today that transportation a little bit easier for everybody involved.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely breathe a little bit easier out on the roadways, especially from what we were seeing, you know, Saturday and Sunday for the most part when we've been driving around. Pretty straightforward, pretty smooth conditions. I mean, still, just be careful. I mean, there's still some puddles, maybe just a few little small patches of ice if it's in a really shaded area that hasn't seen the sun. But driving conditions much improved. But still, guys, like you're talking about, I mean, we've all been trying to stay warm, and I do want to share, you know, a pretty crazy story that the director of Austin Homeless Strategy shared with me. He was saying, I think it was yesterday, that he said that they had a man who came into the One Texas Center here, and parts of his body were frozen. He couldn't move them. That's how long he had been exposed to these temperatures. They said they had to give him first aid and warm him up for about 15 minutes until, you know, first responders came over here and EMS had to work with them. And, you know, thankfully he ended up being okay and was taken to a hospital for treatment. But just goes to show, I mean, yes, these roads are improving, but these conditions and, you know, these temperatures are still very, very frigid. So finding a warm place to stay can truly mean the difference between life and death.
Yeah, Marco, we appreciate it. You've been out there covering this for the last 3-4 days now. I see you've got some gloves. We still need to improve the footwear situation. When is your birthday? Maybe I can get you an early birthday present for that.
Hey, it is coming up quick, Mark.
Okay, all right. Maybe we'll get you some boots.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
I'll go to, I might need to discount them, though. You know, we might need to find a deal, but we'll get you some.
Hey, come on. Give me something a little fancy.
You know, all of your hard work this weekend, yeah, I think you've earned it. Stay safe out there. We really appreciate the coverage. And as always, stay safe on the roads as well.
All right,
Thanks, Marco. That was Marco Bittnell there. As you can see, I mean, he has been out there for the last 3 days. It has been so cold. I know you've experienced it as well. Just giving people an idea of just, you know, how cold it is.
Right. Yeah, I remember whenever I was out reporting, seeing like people who were homeless just wrapped in tarps, lying outside in the cold on those metal benches. And I was, you know, being a baby about holding my mic and it being cold, and then seeing that, it kind of puts things in perspective. But it was great to see all the people walking by and leaving like water and food and blankets and stuff like that, because not everyone can make it to those warming shelters.
No, and like Marco said, there are a record number of people. I mean, nearly 900 people trying to go and get their warmth. And we saw some temperatures. I mean, just to give you guys perspective, I pulled this graphic up from a couple hours ago. Our chief meteorologist, Scott Fisher, showing us this today, just to give you guys an idea. we're not over-exaggerating here. These are record-breaking temperatures. And so this morning at the Austin International Airport, we're talking 16 degrees. The old record, 21 degrees set in 2004. So what we are dealing with here is certainly historical. We were expecting it. It came through Saturday night. We really felt the brunt of it. Felt like Sunday, didn't it, Katie? And trying to drive anywhere, super dangerous out on those roads. We've seen so many people having to deal with that. And I did want to show, just as you mentioned, Katie, I know you sent me this earlier. I mean, this is a lot here that Austin police is having to deal with. So on January 25th through the 26th, you got 967 total calls for service, 69 crashes, 91 traffic hazards. So just very dangerous on those roads. And then it got even worse the very next day. More than 1,300 total calls for service, nearly 120
and
crashes.
that's into this morning, too.
Into this morning. So it is very dangerous out there for a lot of people. We've seen, I think more so, Katie, people in the hill country having to deal with this, obviously with the temperatures and the moisture being different up there. But it's just something to be aware of. And as you had mentioned, not everybody able to make it to this, and you were telling me about that one death that we wanted to discuss with our audience.
Yeah, despite the record number of people using those warming shelters, the Travis County Medical Examiner's Office, they're working to determine the cause of death for at least one person who they believe possibly died from hypothermia during this weekend's storm. The Austin Police Department says that a homeless man was found unresponsive near the Hancock Golf Course in central Austin on Sunday morning. So a lot of that happening on Sunday, like you were saying.
Yeah, so many people using those warming shelters. Obviously, you hate to hear stories like that where someone wasn't able to get inside and get warm. That's all the numbers we have for now. I know that may seem hard to believe considering the amount of people that were out there, considering the amount of people in Austin. But that is the numbers so far that we have from Austin Police. We'll certainly keep you guys updated if that number changes. There is some more tragic news we have to share with you guys coming from North Texas, however, with this winter weather. And it's, you could say North Texas got it even worse than we did here.
Yeah, I think East Texas was the worst from what I read. They had the most ice accumulation, and my parents were sending me photos, and it looked completely different than it did here. A lot worse. And then, yeah, North Texas, I feel like they just always get hit really hard with any type of storm system.
Yeah, we're going to show you guys some updates on these stories. Their tragic death, 3 little boys up in Bonham, and then we also have the latest on that Frisco sledding death as well. So this cold weather, obviously dangerous. I know here we've been looking at pictures and trying to make light of it and people, staying inside and staying warm, but it is also very dangerous. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, you will hear from the mother who has lost 3 boys, and you will also hear from people responding to this death in Frisco. We'll be right back. You're watching Austin Now on the Fox Local app. I'm Alec Nolan. She's Katie Pratt. Welcome back into Austin Now, live from the Fox 7 Austin newsroom. You're watching us on the Fox Local app, or you can even watch us on YouTube live as well. I'm Alec Nolan.
I'm Katie Pratt.
She is Katie Pratt. We're doing a little co-anchor situation here. Obviously, we've been covering this special coverage, we've been calling it, of this Arctic blast all across central Texas. And because of this, a lot of us having to worry about our furry friends as well. So I want to bring in our reporter, Jenna King. I can see her out there in the cold right now. She is petting a dog. She's very happy. So Jenna, tell us what you're doing today and why are you in such a great mood?
I'm in such a great mood because how could you not be? I am here with Allison from Austin Pets Alive. We're here at the Cesar Chavez location. Allison, tell us about our adorable friend here.
Yes, this is Crinkle Cut. She is about a 7-month-old shepherd mix. Very, very sweet. Still working on a few of her manners, but she's a puppy, so we expect it. But she's very, very sweet. We'd love to get her back out of the cold, but she's also a dog who spent a warm time in a home over the weekend instead of here in the kennels.
And that's why we've been here today. That's the story we're working on tonight. You guys put out a call for help into the community ahead of, this Arctic blast that we saw, and they answered that it's so much more.
Yes.
Talk to us about what you asked for and kind of how they answered.
Yeah, we were looking for fosters to come in and take 75 dogs was the initial number we asked for. We ended up placing over 200 dogs in 3.5 days. So it was an incredible turnout from our community, and we are so thankful. We wish we could do this every single day. But yeah, we had only 18 dogs left on site for the cold weekend that we had this weekend, and it's amazing to see how empty all the kennels were.
Super special. And you said you've been working here a while, and the first time, right, you'd ever seen it, maybe this quiet or this few dogs, just, what goes through your head?
Yeah, I've been here for almost 7 years, and I've literally never seen it this quiet, this empty, this quiet. It's truly incredible. Definitely a testament to the city of Austin and just how much everybody cares about pets, even if they're not their own, while they're waiting for somebody else to take them in. And then all of our teams came together, our care team, our behavior team, the placement team, medical staff, everyone, and volunteers were all just working so hard together to support our community, supporting us.
Yeah, really, really so special to see the community support. I know, obviously, all of the dogs appreciate it. Crinkle Cut here. And so now, I mean, yeah, they're loving Crinkle Cut.
Her name is Crinkle Cut? That's really her name? Wow.
Crinkle Cut. Only 7 months, correct?
Yes, 7 months. Just a baby.
So she's gonna go quick.
She will.
Let's talk about kind of what happens now. We're kind of coming, we're still in this really cold weather, but kind of coming to the end of this extended stay, so to speak. So kind of where do we go now?
Yeah, so we're reaching out, hoping that as many people who took dogs for the sleepover as possible will extend their time because we're getting more cold weather this weekend, or foster adopt. Right now we have well over 50 people who have already said, I'm going to keep them for longer or maybe forever, and then about 30 who are at least extending through next week to keep them out. But we still need adopters and fosters all the time. Check out our website. You can see dogs like Crinkle Cut on there who are looking for their homes, and maybe they get adopted before they even come back from their sleepover home.
Oh, Alec, Katie, I mean, look at, are you kidding?
I know.
How can
you
not?
tell she's a puppy. She's it's a girl, correct?
It's a girl.
Very cute.
Yeah, she's
you
only
said shepherd
7
mix?
months old. Shepherd
I like
mix.
the ears.
And
Great ears.
Crinkle Cut.
Why? Yeah. How did we decide the name? Is there any rhyme or reason?
We name a lot of animals. We got to get really creative. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes it's like, what were we thinking? But we everybody gets a unique name. So Crinkle Cut, she is.
Crinkle Cut,
You'll
she is.
She doesn't seem to be bothered by the cold. Very happy. Very positive.
She's not bothered by the cold, and I'm telling you, we were walking back there earlier today, and since there's so few dogs here now, the dogs get more personalized care, so to speak. They get bigger kennels, anything else you can kind of share on that front? I'm sure they're loving it.
Yeah, no, thanks to everybody taking animals. We only had the 18 left on site. So the staff who were here, the very minimal staff who had to come in to care for them, they were able to give them quality outings instead of just the normal little quick in and out, because we still have 150 more dogs to take care of. So they got to have quality outings and extra cuddles in the kennel and extra treats and stuff. So it really makes across the board, it makes everything so much better for the dogs.
Oh, they are loved. They've been staying warm, and yeah, the ones here receiving great care with the warm kennels and getting all the love. I know Alec and Katie, you guys both have dogs yourself,
yes.
right?
So well, here's the thing. I mean, the objective, I hope now that we have her up here and we've showed her to Central Texas, I hope somebody just goes, I want to go get crinkle cut now.
Well, I gotta say, she does go
and that's
with
why
blonde hair well.
Yes.
They said crinkle cut goes good with my blonde hair.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, somebody.
We didn't even plan it.
We didn't
A
even
similar
plan it,
color there, Jenna.
and
Yeah.
similar color. We took a couple photos earlier. I thought we looked really cute together. So who knows? You never know. But yeah,
Work up the paperwork.
we'll
right
figure it
now.
out. Yeah, I've got Allison's cell. So, but yeah, it's really, really a lot of great work that they're doing here. We'll get you to turn around eventually, Missy. But yeah, really great work being done here. And if you missed, helping them out during the freeze, there's definitely still ways to help. Like she said, yeah, Crinkle Cut came back today, was returned from her sleepover, and so
She's ready to
waiting
roll.
a new home, and she's ready to roll. She's having fun, and so looking to make new friends and new family members.
Well, Jenna, we appreciate you sharing Crinkle Cut with us. She's very adorable. Thanks to Austin Pets Alive as well. Of course, go to their website if you guys want to help out in any way. Jenna, thank you. Stay safe out there.
Thank you so much, and thank you to Allison as well.
Thanks, Allison. Anything with dogs is good, right?
I know, it's just like a happy story. Just put more dogs on the
I know. I think we need more dogs involved with this 6:30 to 7:30 hour. Of course, great story there from Jenna. Obviously, in times like these, we've seen a lot of people step up really in helping out each other in the community. Austin, very much, I would say, a dog-friendly place.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing this story. They were asking for 75 fosters, and then
Wow.
the next day, they had already had 60 dogs adopted out before the timeline even hit. So I was like, that's awesome,
Very cool, very cute. Very cute dog. That was Crinkle Cut. She's still a puppy, as you can see there. They said they're working on some manners, but I'm sure somebody out there would love to have that kind of dog, especially now. I mean, you're inside, it's cold, you can train the dog. I think it's the perfect time.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we will get to those stories up in North Texas, but we did want to show you Crinkle Cut and Jenna before it was too late. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Austin Now, live from the Fox 7 Austin newsroom. Alec Nolan, Katie Pratt. Special coverage of this Arctic blast is slowly starting to slow down. I would say certainly easier walking into work today.
I don't know. It was
No,
pretty
still
slippery
slick,
for me.
yeah.
I felt like I was like going up a down escalator.
Yeah.
You know, just sliding backwards in place.
Yeah, you can't tell. Yesterday I had snow boots on the whole day, but I knew that none of the shots were going to show that. Today I've gone back to regular shoes, but just getting in and out, the driving situation, we've seen so many cars right outside here on 10th slipping and sliding. I myself in my truck, I almost went in a full 180, but we made it out okay.
It's definitely improving, but yeah, there's still those slick spots for
Still
sure.
slick spots. And it is a very dangerous situation. As we said before we went to break last time, we wanted to bring you guys this story, a very, very sad story of 3 brothers unfortunately dying up in a North Texas frozen pond. This is in Brenham here. And so this
Bonham,
is
yeah, Northeast Texas.
Bonham, excuse me. This
It's
is
like
Bonham.
the Texas-Oklahoma border.
Yes, this is a very, very tragic story. So just to let you guys know, these are 3 boys, all brothers under the age of 10, falling into this icy pond during this severe weather. The mother, obviously, just inconsolable and trying to rescue them, wasn't able to do it. We do know that there was an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old boy that were pulled from this, but their 6-year-old brother never resurfaced. Eventually, his body was recovered after an extensive search of the pond. And this story coming from our station up in Dallas, Fox 4, we do have an interview here with the mother. We don't have that full story, but I did want you guys to hear from her. It is a very sad story, but we want to listen into what the mom had to say here. And then, of course, we'll provide you guys with more details as well.
Yeah, the 6-year-old went in first, and the 2 brothers tried to save him. Really, really sad story.
So we'll just listen in here to the mom. She's talking with reporters.
To go to a pond that was not even 100 feet from me. They went across in the field to play a lot. To my knowledge, I didn't know that there was a pond that close to, like, right. It's literally like this, like a dip. But they went over there. I told them to stay off the ice, stay away from the pond. They're boys. The littlest one got on the ice first, fell in. The other 2 boys went to try to, of course, save him, and fell in too. And then my youngest daughter, she come running to me, telling me that they were drowning. So I immediately took off. Took me not even 30 seconds to get there. I was on the ice, I was running, and I fell in and was swimming towards them. The only thing I can really remember is like trying to pick them up and put them on the ice to help them, and then go to the other one and help, but it wasn't the ice was breaking as I would set them up there, and I was just like I couldn't win that battle. I was 3 of them, 1 of me.
Talk.
Close the door.
Yes.
I'm getting a little bit of whatever that
Sorry.
sound is. Oh, it's just like,
Oh yeah. Dang.
whoa.
Wow, that made a huge
It's like now I
difference.
can't see.
Are you sure?
I'm sorry. She's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Tell him you can't see either.
I can't.
Once again, if you're just joining us, you're listening to an interview here with the mother of these 3
talk to me
brothers
about
who
that
died
morning.
up in
How
North
excited were you
Texas
about
in a
this?
frozen pond.
Very
Reporters up in
exciting. We were
Fox
actually
4,
just
our sister
supposed to go,
station in
like,
Dallas, interviewing her
Sledding on a
about the
cardboard
aftermath
box
of
somewhere
this.
on a hill or something. But that didn't happen. They ended up like venturing off like they always do over there on the field. But yeah, I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah. Were they very adventurous boys?
Oh yeah, hard-headed, man. Yeah, very adventurous. They were mean to each other, but once something happens, goes down, they're right there for each other.
So you would have expected what happened to happen?
Oh yeah, I expected the other one to try to save the other one, and the other one to go after the other one. Yeah, I expected that.
Is that how you raised them, or just how they were
Oh
naturally?
yeah. Yeah, they try to get away with being mean to each other and stuff, and I don't like that. We all stick together. It's only us, so I'm a single mom, so yeah.
I feel like, you know, when everyone hears about what happened and just how these brothers, you know, like banded together to try and help each other, you know, what is it that you hope that people, you know, think or take away from that?
I hope they realized how much I tried to save them. Like, they wasn't just over there alone. They wasn't outside alone. I was not even 100 feet away. That's why I got in touch with a couple of y'all, because nobody was putting out that I helped save them, or I helped try to save them. And I almost drowned myself at that. So yeah.
Can you talk to me about that? I heard that a coach tried to help you.
Yes, Coach John Ramsey,
Bottom high school coach.
Bonham High School coach. He heard the screaming and stuff and the cries for help. And he said he immediately came over and had somebody get... my friend, she has a horse. The lady that I was staying at, she has a horse, and somebody brought him a horse rope, like a lead rope, and that's how he got me out. Another minute or two, I would have been right there with them.
What was going through your head while you were in the water?
I couldn't save them. I couldn't save them all. There was no way. That's what was going through my head. Just trying to save them.
And when your daughter came to you, you know, what went through your head at that moment?
She was crying. I'm pretty sure she witnessed the little one falling in, and from my understanding, I think she said my oldest son, the one who also went in too, the oldest one, told her to come get me. And I'm pretty sure in that time they were all, you know, in that time being of her coming to get me, they all ended up going in.
Are you thankful that your eldest son sent your daughter to you?
Oh yeah, she would have came regardless, but yeah, I'm glad there's a lot of them.
Can you talk to me about each of your boys? What was each one of them like?
EJ was...
You were just listening in on an interview there with this mother up in North Texas who, unfortunately, 3 of her little boys under the age of 10 falling into a frozen pond, and all 3 of them dying. As you and I were watching this, Katie, I mean, it's just hard to believe what this mom's going through, and even, you know, doing the interview with Fox 4 up there in Dallas.
Yeah, definitely a really tragic story. I mean, it's just one of many of people who just died during this, you know, winter weather blast that we saw just over the past couple days.
Yeah, obviously up in North Texas. Also, we saw this Frisco sledding accident involving a 16-year-old girl. Just horrible.
Yeah, the community there, they're mourning the high school student. She died in a sledding accident on Sunday.
Yeah, we have that story from Peyton Yeager, who also works for Fox 4. We want you guys to listen into this. Obviously, this will provide more details than we can, but just another tragic story during this Arctic blast all across the state here. So we'll listen in to Peyton Yeager's story here.
Tragedy felt in this Frisco neighborhood. With tears, a flower bouquet is added at the base of this tree. Plus, pink and green ribbons are tied up the trunk, a place where this Wakeland High School parent stopped by Monday afternoon to pray.
I just came here to see where happened the accident.
The family of 16-year-old Elizabeth Engel confirmed the sophomore at Wakeland High School died Sunday afternoon in a sledding accident. Engel's mother posted on social media her daughter was a bright light, a fun spirit, and a brave soul. Going on to say, I take comfort that she had people helping her till the end. We will never be the same.
She came back home. She was just completely broken.
Sachin Makita's daughter, friends with the 16-year-old sibling.
But it's just heartbreaking. I cannot even imagine what the family's going through.
Officers were called out to the intersection of Majestic Gardens Drive and Killian Court Sunday afternoon around 2:30. According to Frisco police, a 16-year-old male was driving a Jeep Wrangler, pulling 2 teen girls on a sled. Witnesses say the sled hit a curb and collided with a tree. Elizabeth Engel died at the hospital. Her friend, also a student at Wakeland, still in critical condition.
During lunch, she sat right across from us.
Wakeland freshman Nathaniel Lasota last saw Engel last week at school. He, along with several other neighborhood kids, playing outside on Sunday.
Like 30 minutes after it happened, we walked by the scene and we just saw like ambulances, like police cars. And like 30 seconds before, they were probably all laughing and like screaming on how much fun they have, and just like that, it just isn't fun anymore.
Meanwhile, Engel's memory being honored across many communities, including the soccer world. Her coach of her club team, FC Dallas, also posted a tribute on social media, ending it with, "Elizabeth, our defender, our teammate, forever part of us."
Like life is so precious, just like that. Everything could just be over.
So that was, there we are. That was Peyton Yeager reporting there from Fox 4 up in Dallas. Obviously another tragic story, as we had mentioned, covering this Arctic blast. There are people that have been severely hurt, and some have died from this. We've seen crashes throughout Central Texas, but North Texas really suffering this freeze. And then we saw those 3 young boys, all under the age of 10, tragically dying, and then this 16-year-old girl going out and trying to sled and just ending in a horrific way. When we come back, I do want to give you guys updates on some of the travel situation. We'll look at the power outage map a little bit. We don't want to obviously make this all doom and gloom as well. We do have images and pictures from so many of you out there in Central Texas trying to enjoy this Arctic blast as best you can with your families and friends. So we'll run through some of those photos as well. And then we'll also have an update. There's an interesting video that Katie and I just saw in Minneapolis. Obviously, over the last 2 weeks, we have seen so many protests and violence going on out there, multiple people dying during these federal operations, and then we've also seen a lot of political back and forth from President Trump, J.D. Vance, of course, the Border Patrol situation, and then we'll also show you this video. It's a very sort of interesting situation going on there in Minneapolis, something that we've kept our eye on. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Austin. Now, obviously, we've been covering so much of this weather out here, Katie, but I do have some breaking news here regarding the situation in Minneapolis. We have seen over the past few weeks, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good shot by an ICE agent. There were protests, and then we saw, obviously, on one of those Wednesday nights here on Austin Now, we were showing live images of flashbangs, tear gas, clashing with federal agents, and then just a few days ago, we saw Alex Preddy, another 37-year-old, shot and killed by ICE agents out there in Minneapolis. And so the tensions have been high, but we did learn yesterday that the commander at large of this Border Patrol situation, Greg Bavino, would be leaving Minneapolis. Tom Homan, the border czar, would be going in. So just a few minutes ago, our producer, right behind us, you can see her right there, her name is Kelsey, by the way, she says, guys, you got to look at this happening out there in Minneapolis. So there's a town hall going on right now. We'll bring this up. And this is Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, obviously, who Trump has been ridiculing aggressively over the past couple years, quite honestly, but over the past few weeks especially, saying that she has gotten her net worth up. Where is she getting with this? She is of Somali descent. We've seen the fraud going on in Minnesota. So there's a lot of people saying that she should not be in her position. So she's holding this town hall, and she's saying that the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem should resign. And then this is what happens.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
So you're hearing some choice words there, obviously bleeped out. This is from the Fox News Twitter account. It looks like this man comes up and sprays some sort of substance. We can't see it from that angle, but she says it right here. Kristi Noem must resign, and then obviously you can see right there on her shirt, something hits that. We do have another angle. This is not from Fox News. This is from Stryker. It looks like this is the feed that people are probably seeing in Minneapolis. So I'm going to pull this up now. You can see something in his hand. Yeah, what is that? It's in his right hand right here. I'll try to pause it. Something right here. Whatever that is. And then he says something to her. I would venture to guess, Katie. I don't want to assume here, Katie, but he does look quite intoxicated. He gets tackled by a man here on the ground. So that's the other angle of it.
I don't know.
But Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was right in the middle of saying Kristi Noem should resign. So obviously the situation out in Minneapolis continues to just ramp up and up. If you want to watch that full video, you can just go to the Fox News page and look at that. But certainly an interesting situation out there. I know many of you have been trying to stay up to date with what's going on in Minneapolis. But back here in Central Texas, I honestly considered flying this week, oddly enough, or last week I should say. Good thing I didn't because of all the delays, and I know you pulled some numbers for us just in terms of what people were seeing out there with these weather delays, cancellations. I had a friend who was coming here for a work conference from California. He goes, I got delayed 5 hours. So I know it's been bad here, but it looks like it's been even worse, you know, for some other people up in Dallas as well.
Yeah, North Texas definitely saw the worst of it. They are still being impacted. Flights are still being canceled and delayed even today. The American Airlines canceled 1,520 flights on Sunday.
Wow.
Southwest Airlines canceled 1,317 flights during that same period. And then today, more than 480 cancellations at DFW and around 120 at Dallas Love Field. So those airlines are definitely still continuing to struggle from the winter storm. And then amid all of this, Dallas-based Southwest is launching major, permanent changes today.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they're debuting new assigned seating, basically for passengers who can't fit in a single seat. They are now required to purchase 2 seats.
Gotcha.
So I know
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's going to cause a lot of.
Because the thing about Southwest was always you kind of line up where you're going to go, and
you get to pick.
Kind of pick your seat.
Yeah, and so now you have to purchase 2.
Because even if you're with your family, it always felt like Southwest, if you just stand together, you're most likely going to get on the plane together. But obviously, That's changing now. Did they say anything about the bags? Do you have to, or that's a new thing too? You got to pay for the bags because it used to be you fly the bags free. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
But I think you have to pay for those now.
I'm just wondering how they're going to enforce this like 2-seat thing. Is it
going to like
a
measure you?
self-honor system, or are they going to say, hey?
It's a good question because sometimes if you were to actually measure your carry-on into that little compartment they have, I feel like some people get away with it because they don't make them put it in there. So how are they going to decide? As you said, is this going to be some type of honor system? Air travel is such a pain in the butt.
I know.
And obviously all these delays now. This is data from FlightAware. We've seen a lot of these cancellations. Obviously here in Austin, not as bad as up in Dallas, which is obviously a bigger airport, but
27 today in Austin.
That's not that bad. It's still
not
bad,
that bad, but like for a small airport, and then we're days out. It sucks for that people are still having to deal with this. For sure.
It is annoying.
But yeah, on Sunday, 253 in Austin. So yeah, it significantly dropped. But I mean, you don't want to be flying in these conditions anyway because it's not safe.
Not safe at all. I also want to take one last look at the power outage map. We showed you guys this yesterday. Only 3 active outages, so really nothing to be of concern here. Only 10 affected customers, so nearly 100% of you guys are doing okay, which is, we like to hear it here. I know the flight delays are annoying. I know the flight cancellations are as well, but so far, the power grid holding up. And when we come back, we want to talk about, speaking of the power grid, Governor Greg Abbott talking about that surplus, but he also had some other news today regarding H-1B visas. I know you looked into this a little bit, so we're going to take a break, and then when we get back, right before we end the show, I do want to get into that a little bit just because it is an interesting situation there, and Governor Greg Abbott talking with Fox Business this morning. You're watching Austin Now. We'll be right back. Here we go. Welcome back to Austin Now, live from the Fox 7 Austin newsroom. Katie Pratt, Alec Nolan. We've been covering so much of this winter weather, this Arctic blast. I love saying the words Arctic blast, but I did want to talk about something that you covered today outside of this weather, and it has to do with H-1B visas. So Governor Greg Abbott was on Fox Business today talking about an update regarding these H-1B visas. So Katie, just for people that don't know what that exactly is, I guess give us a description of that, and then what was his announcement?
Yeah, so H-1B visas allow foreign workers to be employed for jobs that require at least a bachelor's degree, and applications are approved, of course, by the federal government. The positions are specialized roles in fields like science, technology, engineering, healthcare. Basically, when qualified U.S. citizens are not available, they allow them to come in and do these jobs. They typically have like strict wage requirements and like a 3 to 6 year validity period. And basically his announcement with that today was that he's ordering a freeze on applications. He's directing all public universities and state agencies to stop filing petitions saying basically they may not seek new visas without written permission from the Texas Workforce Commission.
And so did he put a deadline on this freeze? I mean, when you hear the word freeze, it looks like, okay, but what's next? So do we have any idea on that?
Yeah, he's asking them to put a halt on applications from now through the end of the next legislative session, which is May 31st, 2027.
And when you're looking into this, I mean, was there any backlash for this? Was there people saying, yes, I agree? I don't know if you saw into that, but just give us any more specifics.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's all going to come out because this is still new, but he did give like specific bullet points for the submissions, basically. So they have to give the number of new or renewed H-1B visa petitions filed last year, the number of holders currently sponsored, job titles, countries of origins, and visa expiration dates. Additionally, he wants proof that like the agencies and the higher education institutions made like a reasonable effort to hire qualified Texans and gave them an opportunity to apply for the positions that have now been filled by foreigners for that H-1B visa.
This is something he could have obviously done before, but why is he doing it now? What prompted it?
So a news outlet posted on Thursday, the Dallas Express, they were seeking public records on Texas A&M's use of H-1B visas, and they ended up filing a complaint with the Texas Attorney General's office because they filed this last year and like seeking this information, and then it was like the 21st, so about a week ago, they filed with the AG's office because they still hadn't heard back. And they're seeking this information, and that outlet basically reported that Texas A&M spent $3.25 million on H-1B visa sponsorships and related costs, and then they made a point to note that the University of Texas at Dallas spent $1.1 million during that same time. So this is about a 5-year period that they looked at. But Texas A&M does have, more than 50,000 plus students over UTD, so that's another thing to think about.
So a lot of people out there, yes. Yeah, when we heard this, obviously this morning, first question I think a lot of people had, which you did answer, was, okay, what prompted this? Why is he doing this? We see Governor Greg Abbott obviously always trying to boost the economy here, specifically in Austin, but all across Texas as well. And so if he's going to make a move like this, people are wondering, okay, exactly why is he doing that? But we've seen a lot of people talking about immigration, talking about visas over the last year. Specifically, we even had an immigration attorney coming in here saying, hey, when something like this happens, now you've got people backlogged. So I'm sure there will be pushback from this. We'll keep an eye on it. Katie, thanks for the descriptions on that and the specifics on it. It's certainly something we'll keep an eye on. I do want to show you guys something fun, though. I know some of the stories we've had today are tragic and sad.
A little heavy, yeah.
A little heavy, but, I did want to thank all the viewers out there because we've had so many of you reach out to us because we've got this awesome ability now to show you guys videos and pictures. You can send them right to us, which is so fun.
You gotta let him go, Abby.
This saying no sled, no problem. This looks safe, doesn't it, Katie? This is good here.
We would use like trash can lids.
Oh, did you?
Give her a boost.
Turn those upside down.
This is from Lucy in Austin, and if you just go up in that right-hand corner, you can scan that QR code with your phone. You guys can share your pictures and images with us. We got hundreds over the weekend. We really appreciate it, but we just kind of put together a best of, if you will. If you're not on here, doesn't mean we didn't appreciate what you guys sent us, but there's so many of you out there, we can't bring them all, but we really love the videos here. This is, hey, you know that guy, don't you? That's Ant. That's one of our photographers here.
Luca.
That is his cute little son there. They are out in Round Rock. The driveway, awesome. Look at the nice Texas Longhorns beanie he's got on there. A very cute kid and very positive guy. That is so cute. We got more videos here. This is a funny blooper from Samantha Rios, and she tells us her husband is gonna fall. Oh no, here we go. Oh no, oh gosh. Oh no. At least he's laughing about it.
He's just lying there.
This is out in Del Valle. This is from Samantha Rios here. Funny blooper. Yeah, we're glad it's just a blooper and not something worse. Oh my goodness. That's cute. This is from Rhonda. Looks like she's made some little
ice
snowmen there.
Yeah.
Quite small there. Very cute. We appreciate that, Rhonda. As I mentioned, scan that QR code up in the right-hand corner there. You guys can share your images with us. Tokyo drifting. All right. It's from Nini.
We have all day.
What do we got going on here? This is in Cedar Park. Where's the drifting taking place? I'm ready for this part. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. See, you can have fun out there and still stay safe. Very cute. We love the videos. All right, here's another one. This is ice skating. We saw a lot of people doing this. Can you ice skate?
I cannot. I
You
wish I
cannot?
could. It looks like fun.
Oh, he ate it. These are brothers Brennan and Ryan skating in their backyard out in Hutto there. This is from Shannon Hanrahan. We appreciate it. I'm guessing...
impressed. I could never.
I'm guessing these guys... Do these guys play hockey maybe? Who knows? Like I said, we love all these images and videos here. And yeah, that was a list that we put... What is this?
You gotta
Ice
let him
skating
go,
in the
Abby.
streets? We already saw this. Here's a good one.
Yeah, the hockey one.
Robbie Spitzer here. Ice skating on the street in Austin. Yeah, well, it's cool if you got ice skates, but I was trying to walk my dog in this over the last 3 days, and it's not fun. I have not fallen yet, though.
Did Goose like it?
Well, he got a little bit ahead of himself because he found a tennis ball. He wanted to play fetch, and I was like, all right. So we start throwing the ball, and he's slipping and sliding. He did get a nice nail trim, I think, though. It kept his nails nice and filed down. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the dogs get more energy in the cold.
Oh, yeah. No, he loves it. We got more here. Got about a minute left in the show, but we're trying to get through these. Okay, a dog. I like this. Being a kid. This is from Chastity out in Hutto as well. All right, be careful there. Don't hit the car. All right. We appreciate the dog. Even the dog saying, hey, get back here.
I know they make me nervous when they go on the street.
And I also like the girl that was helping her dad there fall out of the truck. Or the car, I should say. But as we mentioned, everyone stay safe out there. Obviously, these cold temperatures continue to persist. I think things are going to warm up, though, Katie, and maybe things are looking on the bright side.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Once again, you're watching Austin Now on the Fox Local app. You can also watch us on YouTube, and you can even rewatch it if you go to that live tab, click it again. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.